This is the match reaction for Burnley 0, Everton 2, 4 wins in a row for the Toffees, no goals conceded. If it wasn't for those bastards in the Premier League, Dave, we'd be going on a European tour next season, wouldn't we? Les Roberts is at the bar currently, but he will be joining us shortly. It was 2-0, mate, 2-0.
Hasn't been much, he's just staying at the bar getting pissed.
But, I mean, do you know what, Dave? I'd love to start these podcasts like, what a dramatic win, like all the twists and turns. That was so exciting, but Everton absolutely pissed that tonight, didn't they?
They did, yeah, and you're spot on starting it like this. When's the last time you would assess a game like that? When's the last time you watched Everton where you think, do you know what, it was relatively comfortable for most of the second half, apart from the shot they had on goal at the crossbar. There's nothing else that I can remember in it where I've thought, apart from Godfrey, actually, we'll go through that in a minute or two. But the fact that I'm sitting here watching Michael Keane walk over to our away end,
fantastic.
He was absolutely brilliant. And again, I've no idea. Maybe it's because it's Christmas. I'm loving Michael Keane right now, mate. I'd have Michael Keane here now and give him a kiss. I thought about this game, I thought it was probably one of the most dodgy of the four that we've played, to be honest with you, because initially of the issues we've had at Goodison, but then to come away to a side to a proper Arla, it's a horrible fixture, despite the fact we've battered them there in the past. I think it's a horrible place to go. I think the way in which they ironically used to play under Dyche, just a horrible side to play. For us to go in front relatively early, then make it 2, maybe it's a typical Everton as all. And it's probably a complete difference between me and you, because you were so...
I was the same.
But certainly early in the second half, you were far more confident than me that we had this bagged. To go 2-0 up in it. Again, Michael Keane scored a goal as well. That reflected the confidence we have and that has come our way. Many people are going to put it towards the deduction of the points. I wouldn't go as far as saying that's inspired us. I think it's something that maybe Dyche will say to them, look, we've spoken about this as well, where it's like that'll raise them all a little bit. That'll have everyone like siege mentality. We need to go out, win games. I think that only goes to a certain level. The way in which we've played has been the thing that's probably got under the arms of many fans, and the thing that's probably appreciated as much. You watch how we did there. We said, and I said to you in the game, it's like we do the basics really, really well. We haven't had to do anything extraordinary.
Like that's enough though, isn't it? It doesn't matter say like the highest level of footy, but just doing the basic things is really important, and really, that will get you safe in this league, even with a 10-point deduction. We've been doing that for the last 4 games, haven't we? And it's it was easy today, wasn't it? It's really easy.
It's ironic that it's a simplicity that sorts everything out, isn't it? You know what I mean? How many times we've banged on about who we want midfield? Do you want to play a 5-3-2? We've spoken of all this shit. You two are gloriously looking at the Premier League table here. Les has been all over the place getting all sorts of ale. It's the kind of game that it's now become tailor-made for us, and I hate to say that just after 4 wins, but it's how Dyche has ticked these down. It's how Dyche has got them in the right route, and the proof of that comes out in that back four. When it was announced, or when we found out that Brantwaite was out, I was thinking I'd take a point. I've thought that several times this season, and we've somehow come to a way in which Dyche has decided to field this team. Pragmatic said so much about football managers. I don't think that's necessarily him. I think he has a game plan beforehand where he sticks to regardless of the game itself. I'm not just talking about putting substitutes on, because that is obviously dependent on what the game's like. Seeing him set up like that, relatively deep. I'm not going to go to that P word again, which I seem to mention all the time. But Everton have decided to win games when they don't have as much as the ball as the opponent.
Is that P word passport?
It might be, mate. It might be. We were just looking at the league table before the game ended, which we thought was a kiss of death. And what are we? If we had the 10 points back, no idea what Les is doing here. If we got the 10 points back, we'd be 1 point behind Manchester United, who are in a Europa League position. Less said about it, the better, probably. But it's difficult not to think about that when you see you go on a run of games where statistically 4 clean sheets on the bounce. You're watching Michael Keane complete 30 passes in a game, first in every single category. I'll admit this again, when Dyche first came in, I was really, really disappointed. I was gutted that he was going to be the man. Nonetheless, we need to get rid of Lampard. But I didn't have him on my, say, top 5 list of gaffers who I wanted to come in. And that's mainly because of the way he played at Burnley now. How far away does that sound right now? Because how many times, and I think every one of us will have done this when he was at Burnley, and you're playing Burnley, you think, this is going to be one shitter of a fixture. Like I mentioned, it going to Burnley away, you're thinking, it's coming up against a fella who's set like 10 men behind the ball, and they'll try and score with a free kick.
Like, ironically, I got to bring Les in now as well. Like, that was the most, like, that version of Dyche you talk about there, the one who sits in, set piece, men behind the ball. Like, that today was the most Dyche, that version of Dyche. That's like the most we've seen. Like, I think what we've seen from Everton like this season is like actually press high and like get after teams. Like today in the second half, it was like we're 2-0 up now. We're just going to sit on this. And like if you want to break us down, you want to try and get through as you can. Les is back.
Back to that before you go to Les. That what comments I mentioned about basics. We do basics well. Look what that gets you in the Premier League, and you go back to that word irony. You've sat there for many years gone by when you've been able to sign players since Mashiri came in, former managers aside from Ancelotti. You've thought, we need to do this, we need to do that. It's talking about tactics and all that sort of thing. That's as basic as a football setup you'll see. You'll find it difficult to do because you're with a gang of Premier League players who probably want to play like they want to play. He's got them so well drilled. That's what the success of these last few games has brought us, I think.
Yeah, I think the biggest compliment I can pay to the manager and the players on that is I didn't think we'd just have a routine win at Burnley. I thought, we've kept 3 clean sheets, we've won 3 on the spin. I thought, we can't do 4. Everton do not do 4, and we went and did 4. And it was very, very routine. Not easy, not going to say it was easy, but
it was a bit easy.
It was a bit easy, yeah. I mean, I don't want to say it was easy, but we did limit Burnley to very, very little. And as you said before, Matt, we kind of went 2-0 up and then just took our foot off and we're like, okay, we're all right here now, we're sound. Which I know that doesn't do us as fans any good, because at 2-0, I mean, you said yourself when you came in at 2-0, it's like, don't like 2-0. It's not a good scoreline like 3-1, but I mean, it is testament to this manager. And as Dave said, he probably wasn't anyone's first choice. He probably got the job because he was available. But he's come in and he has made this group of players who we've called a gang of shithouses for many, many years. You've said yourself, Matt, a lot of times it's a Frankenstein squad. It's been, players from different managers. He's come in and he's kind of ripped all that up and he's just made them into a very, very functional and well-performing football team. It's mad.
Nasty bastards as well. Like today, I thought, today, before when I heard Mikalenko was going to be out today, and you thought, you look at that back 4. It was a back 5 in the end, wasn't it? When Neil was more left wing back, and then Godfrey was right centre back, Tarkowski was left centre back, and Key was in the middle. It was like Dave said before, it was like, oh, we'll take a point today.
Well, yeah.
Take a point. But as soon as we get that first goal, as much as we sit here and we could be 3-0 up going to the last 10 minutes and we'd all sit here and be like, oh, I'm not sure about this. As soon as they touch the ball, oh, I'm not sure about this. But never really ever felt flustered. They have a shot from 25 yards out, which hits the bar. And if that goes in, it's fair play. It'll be a fucking unbelievable strike if that goes in. But other than that, does Pickford makes one save in the entire game. To be able to deal with all, because I think Mikalenko was a late shout to not play, wasn't he? So to get that organisation in the team on such short notice, to deal with it. Listen, I know that they are awful, but to get that instilled in them, and to be nasty and aggressive, and for players like Godfrey and Keane's coming to the team today, and even Lewis Dobbin when he came in at half time as well, just fit in straight away. The manager deserves so much credit, I think, for all of that.
Yeah, I mean, that's it. You can't underestimate the fact that we lost 2 of our back 4.
Yeah.
That have kept.
Well, 3 if you count Young and Coleman as well.
Oh yeah, I suppose that have kept these clean sheets. So you know, it's a totally different back four. I'll just put it in there now as well. That Michael Keane is a centre forward. I will put that in.
He played quite well as a centre half today as well.
He did do well. He had a very good game. I think Godfrey had a very good game. I don't even have spoken about that clearance.
Later,
fucking hell, unreal. But yeah, do you know what? Every player's come in and done well today, and they look like a squad of players who are happy to like play together, win together. Do you know, it's like Michael Keane and Ben Godfrey have come in today, done the jobs. Everyone looks made up to be playing together. It was kind of summed up in Lewis Dobbins' goal celebration. That Keane made Dyche made a lot of, and was like, you know, it was a no-nonsense celebration. But all these lads, they're in there together now, and I think as fans, we're all on board with it now. You know, we're not looking at these players thinking, you know what, you're a group of shitbags. You know, you crumbled the first thing because they don't anymore, and that comes from the manager, and it's absolutely mental. Because I don't think any of us saw this coming. I think, you know, we've had a 10-point deduction. We're going into a big congested December, and we're still not in the bottom three. And it's mental. You know, we can now look at.
I'm not even thinking about relegation now at all. Like it's mad. It's mad, isn't it? It's absolutely mad.
Yeah, and what I'm thinking now is it's like it's doing our heads in thinking, like Dave said, you know, we're 2 points off United without the points deduction. We're looking at Europe here, and it's like that's what's doing our heads in now. We should be like thinking, getting our passports ready and thinking, you know what, we might get some of that sweet conference football. It's mad. It's really mad, and I don't, you know, I'm sure someone like Gavin Buckland or someone will come out with the stats of the last time we won like 4 on the bounce and had 4 clean sheets. But we've got to just enjoy this now because it's really good, and it's nice to like feel positive about Everton. I work down in London, and like, when I'm there now, people are coming up to me going, God, Everton are doing well, aren't they? And it's so nice.
You're always hesitant to like be like, yeah, we are. It's just like, oh, well, you know, maybe, like, but...
Yeah, but it is so nice to have the flip side. I mean, you still have the self-deprecation and be like, oh, yeah, you know, I'm enjoying it while I can because it's going to go tits up at some point. But it's so nice to have that, to be like, look at the team and think, you know what, we're all right here. We're sound, and, you know, don't want to get ahead of ourselves, but we're staying up and winning the cup.
There we go. We are staying up and winning the cup, Dave, aren't we? Just some individuals to talk about. I mean, let's go straight there. That Ben Godfrey tackle on half time is enormous, isn't it? Like that is one of them where if they get a goal just before the break, you could see. Well, maybe you couldn't see this team collapse because they haven't really done that when they've been ahead. But it's a lot nervier, isn't it, second half? But I mean, when you watch it back, the lad's not even in the frame when that cross comes in, and just a huge moment for him, I think, because he's obviously not played at all really this season. You look at his attributes, you think he's aggressive, he's quick, he's obviously very physical, and there's no reason why he couldn't be effective in this team, but he's obviously not been given the opportunity because of Branthwaite and Tarkowski being so good. But that moment, I think, you know, obviously we scored 2 goals before then, but that moment for me is the big moment in the football match.
Yeah, absolutely right, and I think there's there's at least a couple of defenders in there today who we'd say, you know, we need to bite our tongue a little bit and go back in. No, it's only one game, obviously. I mean, we might well.
The Godfrey one's like, sorry to interrupt you again, like when that comes in, I'm thinking like that's own goal. It's an own goal, and he doesn't only like get back quick to like slide and cut it out. It's hooks his foot around it and gets it out for a corner as well. Like it's such a great bit of defending.
That'll be underestimated by you go and watch Match of the Day tonight or whatever. They'll show it once and say that's a great tackle by Godfrey. I actually think as well, having the mentality to do it that way he did, because you look at the lad behind him who thinks he's going to score a tap in, runs behind him. He doesn't contemplate the fact that he'd have to do exactly what Godfrey's done to get his foot near the ball. And like you say,
Godfrey's the striker.
Yeah, exactly right. Yeah, and the fact that he gets his foot to that position, we've looked at it several times since the game's finished at half time and whatnot. I've no idea how he does it or has the mentality of doing it that way. Because if you're a centre back, not to go too technical on it, but if you're sprinting back to try and keep the striker behind you from scoring, or you scored an own goal, you don't think about hooking, like you said, hooking your foot and your leg around it. You think about touching it at all costs to try and get it out to play. Go on, Liz.
Just quickly on that, Flip side of Michael Keane, if he gets that challenge in, he puts a top corner, by the way. Carry on, Dave.
Yeah, that's absolutely right, that he would have. And going back to sort of what I mentioned earlier about the simplicity of what Dyche is doing, that mentality stuff whips in as well. So that, you know, when you're seeing Tarkowski talking away, probably the first man you get as a captain to talk about this sort of thing.
What a sign he's been for us.
Oh, he's been immaculate on a free as well. Immaculate. It's difficult for those lads to go back, those two and McNeil to go back to Burnley. And going back to Godfrey as well, I think because he's been out so long, you don't naturally remember what he can actually do when he played well for us. You think about his first year, he was immaculate, and we'd all be raving over him. He should be playing for England in cup competitions.
He's got an cap, hasn't he?
Got 2 caps, yeah. I was only looking at this today. When he came in, and I'll be honest, I think I'd like to be out of all of us who says the truth about myself, because I've got a pair of lying bastards who I'm sat here talking. I'm only joking. You're going to run away with me with the recording this, aren't you? But I looked at his stats beforehand and I thought, why doesn't somebody like that get a chance when we've been so poor? When's the last time he's played once this season before today? I don't remember him as a regular last season when we kept us up. Did he play much? Don't think he did.
We haven't been poor, have we, recently? That's the thing.
Yeah, that's
yes, but that's being able to keep it that high is something that he deserves praise for. Because if you're him, if you're Keane, every Everton going to that game, every Everton fan will be saying, I've seen teams that you'd be like, I'd take a point here. I'd take a point here. It's going to be really difficult to keep a clean sheet against the side that's a bit, you know, team of our lasses. So you're not going to enjoy that as a neutral watching the actual match. You're going to be trying to kick it up high, throwing crosses in. Basically got like a promoted side who hasn't signed many players type of thing. That's a lot for those lads to go into, you know. Keane, who's been getting ripped to shreds by all of us for a long, long time, comes in, and he spoke a lot about his mentality years gone by. For him to do that, go in there, then score a goal, and look like he didn't do anything wrong in that game at all. Godfrey, the other side of him, same thing. Hasn't played for ages, comes in from the cold, goes and does that. I mean, we're talking about who's your man of the match. It's hard to separate those two, in my opinion. I think most of us will go Keane-wise. But, yeah, I mean, there are a lot of lads in there that anybody can make an excuse for being the man of the match.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I will probably give Michael Keane man of the match for that. You know, he scored the goal, and you know he got the tap in, but just take another look when you see it at that first shot he got in. It was a great shot, and he had the presence of mind to follow it up, which a lot of strikers might not even do. So yeah, he had a great game, and you know, you said Dave there about mentality with Michael Keane, and he is very much a confidence player, and I know he makes so many fucking mistakes. We all know the old handball meme. It's the most ridiculous and most Michael Keane thing ever. But he's gone back there to his old club there, and he's put in a great performance, scored a crucial goal, and I don't think anyone can look past him for man of the match there. He was great. Ben Godfrey again, you know, left back might be his best position. He's probably just unlucky that Vitaly Mykolenko is suddenly like the second coming of I don't know, Terry Phelan, something like that, but a really good left back anyway.
He's better than Terry Phelan.
Yeah, I love Terry Phelan though. Terry Phelan was great. Those Phelan shouts from the park end were wonderful. Yeah, I actually couldn't think of a left back then, but no, Vitaly Mykolenko's been brilliant. You know, I thought we would miss him dearly today, but we didn't, and that's like Dave singing Hungry Eyes. We're getting the dirty dancer going. I am actually going to be Patrick Swayze to his baby in the corner in a minute, and I'm going to lift Dave Downey up so high. But yeah. Oh no, I'm lifting you up. It's on.
Do well to get your arms back.
This is what the Toffees do to us when they win, and you know, we said before, it's been 4 on the spin now, 4 clean sheets. We do not do that. You know, it leaves us looking at now, after what happened to City today. Don't want to preempt anything, Spurs have looked like they picked up the form again. Richarlison's hitting form.
Fulham in the cup, like that's a huge. Like I know Dave's not quite as keen on as I am, but like that cup game is like I am so up for that. Like and like get past them and honestly give us anyone in the semi-final. And like I would fancy us to go anywhere and get a draw and come back to Goodison and beat them. Like the Reds, and people will be going, oh, Dave's doing it right now. He's shaking his head, but like. I feel like we could go anywhere and not get beat and get anyone back to Goodison and win. Like, cause
I'd like to ask a question back at you there. Would you take the win at Spurs and against Manchester City or that?
Oh, I'd rather win the cup game.
Yeah.
Because I think we'll be fine now,
If we don't get 6 points from now, it's over. It's over. We will not go anywhere near down if we don't get 6.
I think it's over now.
I would fully gamble on winning the cup game because I think the momentum that can give us. I don't want to talk too much about 95, but that cup run in 95 that gave us so much momentum for the league. It really did. We were out the League Cup by then. We got beat by Portsmouth. I went down there, bunked off sixth form, and got grassed up for bunking off sixth form for that. We got knocked out. Paul Hort scored an equaliser. We went out on away goals or something stupid. But we were out the League Cup by then. But that 95 FA Cup run gave us so much momentum for the league. This can do the same for us, that's what we play the final end of Feb, beginning of March.
Isn't one of the quarterfinals Port Vale versus Middlesbrough as well? Like,
yeah.
You can imagine beating Fulham and getting one of them in the semi-final. Like,
I understand that. You're taking a war. You've got a problem of like 33.3% chance that you get the shite if you go through.
So what?
No, that's not. I'll admit, right? How long have we known each other? About 10 years or so. I've not seen you, or I wouldn't have thought you'd say that. I understand the optimism. The point I'm making here is, say you get through, we go and beat Fulham on Tuesday, right? Fair enough. All for that. You say you get the shite. You've got two games against them.
Yeah.
Losing to them, which I'm trying to fairly say that's a probability that we lose at least one to them away. Okay. That you would wouldn't go as far as saying it's an assumption, but you would say that's likely to happen. That happens. How much does that fuck the rest of our momentum that we've got now?
Not
If
at
you
all.
don't lose
Not at
that
all.
against
Not
those
at
two,
not at all.
just against them, no.
We lost Anfield a few weeks ago. And we've absolutely smashed it ever since.
That's different who you're playing, though. Who have we played? This sounds fucking awful. Who have we played that have been decent?
Hang on, just one
this
thing on
season.
the cup, right? I don't want to take the League Cup for granted because I, and as many others will have done, went to Port Vale in 1996 and saw us get knocked out the FA Cup as holders to them. So we could get Port Vale and still get knocked out. Don't think we would, but anyway. I agree with Matt here. I think since we got beat by Liverpool, which again...
It was a dodgy... We got absolutely swindled in that game, really, as well.
We were down to 10 men for one fit, like 10 minutes of the first
They
half.
should have been down to 10 men.
It was a dodgy 2-0. We didn't come out of that. We've been leathered at Anfield before. We were 10 men for ages. We didn't lose any face there. So I'm with you, Matt. I just think this run that we're on, and today kind of cemented it for me because, as I said before, we don't win 4 on the bounce. We don't keep 4 clean sheets. We've just done that. So do you know what? Let's just look up now. Let's. I don't say this often. Let's just be positive.
I'm totally with you. Like, I'm at a point now. It's like we've won 4 in a row. Not conceded a goal. If we can't say now, bring on fucking anyone. Yeah. Like when is the time for it?
I understand that, and we both sort of answered that question. How long does that take? But even goes far as saying we don't do it right now. But how many points you need, or you guarantee you think we're safe when we've got to that?
I think we're safe now.
But that's what I'm saying to you. We're literally, in literal terms, we are not safe. We've got 3 shit clubs that are below Nottingham Forest now. We've just gone above.
4 shit clubs for us.
Well, yeah, given what's going on at Forest, then they need to change their manager. Absolutely. I'm just being overly cautious, typical to what I've always been like. I'm not saying you go and beat Fulham on Tuesday and you're like, we're proper up for going and winning this trophy, regardless of who we've got. But I think that it's difficult to do, but I don't want to get carried away with it. Despite how much we've celebrated these last 4, we're going to go and fucking go nuts about this one tonight as well. What Everton done, what Dyche has done. Christmas approach and all that, everyone's feeling over the top. Everyone's loving it. Thoroughly get when people are going mad about it and stuff like that. But that double header, if we get through, that concerns me a bit. And I'll go as far as saying, especially if it's them. What's the other one? Borough and Wales.
I can't have that concern. Semi-final of a cup competition cannot concern me in any way, shape or form.
I'm not saying it will concern you.
You go all out for it. And I think these lads have shown in the last few weeks that they can dig in.
I'm not saying that they wouldn't. I'm saying personally as a fan, I have concerns if we went and got Liverpool. If we went and got Liverpool in that semi-final,
they might get knocked out.
West Ham might do them, yeah.
The last thing I want is another 2 derbies.
There you go.
But
that's exactly why I'm saying it.
But if it happens, so be it. We're on a great run. We're doing as well as anyone. As you said, without that 10 points deduction, we're not looking at the conference here. We're looking at like Europa League, and we're probably going, that Champions League is a little bit in sight there.
Yeah, exactly.
I think this is as good as we have had it in so long.
Oh, come on, Les.
Oh, it is. It is.
This team is as good as team we've
been in the Europa League, what, 5 years ago?
6 years ago.
Saying it, but you can't go past that and say this is the greatest.
I'm thinking like...
What are you saying? The greatest we've had it? Gone four games?
That's what he said. What are you saying?
I apologise. I said this is as good as we've had it in a long time, and it is. It really is.
Well, it is, statistically. Because me and you were looking back on this for the 3 on the win, and that was 2018 with Koeman.
Talking stats, I just want to say... Dyche turnaround stats. This is fucking brilliant. So
this is turning around in the sense of turning the team, not turning around 1-0 losses.
At Tom Harris _ put a stat up on Twitter to say still obsessed with Sean Dyche forcing home side to swap ends and shoot the other way. He's now done it to Burnley of all teams to make a 14 turnarounds in his 19 Everton away games. That is absolutely brilliant shithousing. We saw it last week. Thankfully, it didn't affect us. It was the last game. Chelsea, sorry, yeah. In the Chelsea game, it didn't affect us because we attacked the park end, and I got good close-ups of the 2 goals. But to go to 19 away games and turn around 14 to make them shoot the other way.
Does he win the toss all the time? That's what I want to know.
Tarkowski is a lucky fella, isn't he? He knows his 50-50s, Tarkowski. I am going to have to bounce.
Right, we will leave it there anyway. Me and Les will see you at Wembley in a few months. Dave, maybe not.
I'll wait outside.
Yeah, if you stood outside, just gutted about the extra game we've got, no doubt. But yeah, what a night. 4 wins in a row, 4 clean sheets. The Toffees are on the march. Happy Christmas. We'll speak to you soon.